Here is the recap of the first season of Outer Range. The action of the series takes place in Wyoming. The main character, Royal Abbott, owns a large piece of land where he raises cows with his family. Wife Cecilia and two adult sons, Rhett and Perry. Perry has a daughter named Amy, and his wife mysteriously disappeared a few years ago. Perry believes that his father knows something about her disappearance, but Royal does not confess. One day, Royal feels some strange vibration on his land. He tries to find its source and soon finds it. It is a large black hole with small particles flying on its surface. Royal puts his hand down there and some sort of visions come to him. He returns home and sees that the predictions seen in the hole come true. Soon Royal returns to the hole. He tries to bury it or hide it behind a plastic sheet, but nothing works. Everything that falls into the hole disappears without a trace. At the same time, a girl named Autumn comes to them and asks permission to stay in a tent on their land, as she is a writer and wants to find inspiration. Royal allows her to stay, but forbids her to go near the pasture where he had earlier discovered the hole. Wealthy neighbors of the main characters, the Tillersons, report that they are going to take a part of the Abbott's land, as they found some old documents. Moreover, it is the very same plot where the hole is located. Royal goes to Wayne, the head of their family, and tries to find out why he wants to take their land. However, Wayne, a senile old man, does not give an obvious answer. At night, the main character's children, Rhett and Perry, relax in a bar. Going outside, they meet Trevor, the eldest son of the Tillersons, who begins to bully the main characters. Rhett beats him up a little and goes to get a car, but Trevor continues to push Perry, and he beats him to death out of anger. The guys don't know what to do. They load the body into a pickup truck and bring it home. Royal realizes that his sons are facing jail, so he decides to get rid of the corpse by throwing it down a hole. And it is necessary to do it as soon as possible, because two younger brothers of Trevor, Luke and Billy, began to look for their relative and came to their farm. Royal races to the hole in a hurry and manages to throw the corpse down. Autumn appears, who has seen the whole thing. She behaves very strangely and suddenly pushes the old man into the hole. Royal comes to his senses, surrounded by military men at the same hole. There is a crowd of people around, including his relatives, and Autumn accompanied by people in yellow clothing, as if they are part of some cult. His wife Cecilia approaches him and informs him that he died 2 years ago, after which she whispers in his ear for him to run. Luke, one of Tillerson's sons, starts shooting and Royal jumps back into the hole. In the morning, the old man regains consciousness and gets home, but does not tell his family what happened to him and where he put the corpse. Joy, the local sheriff, learns about Trevor's disappearance and begins to investigate. She finds the dead man's buckle with a drop of blood and soon learns that the blood belongs to Red Abbott. Joy interrogates him and he admits that he got into a fight with Trevor, but doesn't tell her that his brother killed the guy. Autumn continues walking through the Abbott lands, where she finds a strange symbol that she has been drawing since she was a child. She soon meets Amy, Perry's daughter, and learns from her that Royal has returned home. The next day, she goes to the nearest town where she picks up her pills for bipolar disorder. Later, she meets Perry Abbott and asks him about his missing wife. A short time later, she chats with Royal again and tells him that she used to have amnesia. Autumn has no memory of what happened to her until she was 9 years old. However, after arriving here, her memory starts to clear up. Autumn tries to find out where Royal went after falling into the hole, but he doesn't tell her anything. Suddenly, Royal notices that a whole mountain behind the girl's back disappeared and appeared back. Police Sheriff Joy and dozens of people in the neighborhood saw the same thing, but no one paid much attention to it. A few days later, Amy is walking in the woods and finds Trevor's corpse on the path. She reports it to the family and Royal calls the police. The coroner confirms that the guy died from beatings, but there is a very strange detail. The corpse is completely clean and death was only a few hours ago. Just to remind you, Trevor's been missing for a week. The police question Red again about where he was the night of the alleged murder. His girlfriend stands up for him, saying he was with her. However, Joy soon intimidates her and she confesses that she lied. All suspicions fall on Rhett, but Royal manages to steal the evidence, the very buckle with Rhett's blood on it, after which he dumps it down the hole. Soon Royal meets Autumn at a poker table and proposes a bet. If he wins, she will give him her strange pendant, which has the same particles moving in it as the hole. And if she wins, he will give her the plot of land with the hole in it. Autumn agrees, but the sneaky Royal cheats and gets her pendant. Trevor's death is discovered by the Tillersons. The mother and children believe that someone from the Abbott family did it, except that old man Wayne is acting very strangely. Although he grieves for his son, but first of all he is worried about the land plot, which he wants to take away from the neighbors. All because of a strange stone. We are shown that in the past, a farm worker gives Wayne this stone, which was found on the border with the Abbott's land. Inside the mineral, it's as if something is moving. Wayne immediately recognizes the substance for some reason and has been wanting to get his hands on the Abbott land ever since. In the present day, Wayne feels a vibration from the stone and goes to his neighbor's pasture. There he finds a hole, but upon returning home he has a stroke. Now the man is bedridden and doesn't think straight. The family realizes that before his death they cannot conduct business on his behalf, so he left no power of attorney. Also, the mother Patricia learns that the old man was going to leave all his fortune to his younger son Billy, and he is actually as strange as Wayne. Royal learns that his neighbor Wayne has been in touch with a certain expert about his land. The old man goes to her and shows her Autumn's pendant with moving particles. The woman is very excited and asks to keep the sample. But Royal notices the name of the corporation she works for. It turns out he saw their logo in the future when he fell into the hole. Then he leaves the place in a hurry. When Royal gets home, he crumbles the stone with a press and pours the black substance onto his hand. It soaks into his skin and Royal sees the future again. There his wife, as well as Autumn in yellow clothes, are sitting over his corpse. Royal realizes that the girl is very dangerous, but he does not dare to kill her himself. So he takes her deep into the forest and leaves her there. However, Autumn gets out, after which she gets even more cuckoo. She meets a similarly crazed Billy Tillerson and shows him the hole. It's not clear if they jump in there, but after this encounter, Billy begins to idolize Autumn. They both carve a symbol on their chests that the girl had previously seen on Abbott's lands. Afterward, the couple prepares to take the pasture with the hole through the courts. Meanwhile, Perry once again crosses paths with Autumn and learns an important detail. It turns out that the girl wants to tell the police that Royal killed Trevor, as she saw him getting rid of the corpse. Perry realizes that he can no longer hide his deed and confesses to the police that it was he who killed Trevor. The relatives are shocked, and they start a fight in which they accidentally break the glass, a shard of which hits little Amy, and she starts bleeding from her head. Soon Perry is picked up by the police and released on bail $500,000. The Abbotts have to mortgage their farm. If Perry doesn't show up in the courtroom in a week, the main characters will lose their land. Billy shows the hole to his more reasonable brother Luke. He doesn't really understand what it is, but guesses that he can get rich from it. Meanwhile, Autumn tells Perry some information about his father. In the evening, the confused man asks Royal to show him the hole. The old man takes him there and tells his son his story, which he has never told anyone before. It turns out he's from the past. In 1886, he accidentally killed his father while hunting. Shamed, he randomly found a hole and decided to end his life by jumping in. He climbed out in 1968, 82 years later. Apparently that's when his neighbor Wayne also saw the hole and became obsessed with it. Royal was taken in by the Abbott family and they didn't ask too many questions. Perry once again asks his father if he knows anything about his wife Rebecca's disappearance. Royal says he doesn't know, but his son doesn't believe him. Perry is sure that by jumping down the hole he will be able to find his wife. Perry jumps down and the hole closes behind him. Sheriff Joy is still bothered by the inconsistencies in Trevor's case, and she heads to the Abbott lands to dig deeper. She soon finds the very same symbols, as well as a strange trail of black substance. She follows it, and soon discovers a running herd of buffalo and a tribe of Indians hunting them. It's not very clear here, but perhaps Joy has somehow traveled back in time. Meanwhile, Luke informs his brother that the hole could make them all gold, but Billy says the hole is gone. Luke goes to the Abbott property and starts digging in hopes of finding a new hole, and he partially succeeds. Suddenly, the hole begins to fill with a black substance, and a herd of buffalo bursts out of it. We are also shown that Billy smashed his father's rock and used the black substance to see Autumn become someone great in the future. Meanwhile, Rhett, Abbott's youngest son, dreams of leaving this godforsaken town with his girlfriend. He informs his father, which upsets Royal even more. During the rodeo where Rhett is performing, little Amy goes to the restroom and under the grandstand meets her mother, Rebecca, who has been missing for several years. She says she's been hiding from someone all this time and takes the girl with her. Royal, having lost his son in the hole, realizes that it was Autumn who encouraged Perry to jump in. He arms himself and plans to kill the girl. Meeting in the middle of the city, Autumn together with Billy starts shooting at him. A chase begins and Royal manages to kill Billy. A car falls off the side of the road, and when the old man comes closer, a herd of buffalo appears. Royal manages to hide under the overturned car, but Autumn is less lucky. When Royal tries to see if the girl is alive, he notices she has the same scar as his granddaughter Amy. Royal realizes that Autumn has returned from the future. He takes the injured girl home and informs his wife about everything. This is the end of the first season. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the like button. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.